Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, depending on when this video meets you. Okay, you are welcome to the first episode of Real Talk with M Royal Assets Limited, where we talk about very educative and informative discussions on real estate. On today's episode, we'll be talking about the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway. And your host for today is Sandra Eze, and with me is...
My name is Mr. Edes Morain.
Yes, and we are going to be talking about the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway and how it affects the market.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much, Ms. Sandra, and I'm very happy to be on this show, and it's a privilege to be among to be on the first episode of this great show. Yes, the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, like you rightly asked, is a legacy project by the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that will be linking Lagos to Calabar, and it's a 700-kilometer coastal highway that is cutting through the coastal community within Lagos to Calabar, and it's going to be cutting through from Lagos, according to the records and statistics we have, from Lagos, Victoria Island, through Ogun State, Odeomi, through Ondo State, and it will go through Delta State, go through Bayelsa, I think Rivers, Akwa Ibom, then it will be sitting at Calabar as the exit point. So it's a massive project that is going to open up the entire Lagos-Calabar region. It's going to bring about socio-economic growth. It's going to bring about tourism growth in Nigeria, and it's also going to open up the real estate industry along that axis. So the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway is happening. Wow. The first phase of the project will be commissioned this May 2025, according to the Honorable Minister of Works. That we will be, as a company, as individual, we would like to witness it as well. Yes, sir. And it's actively happening.
Wow. Yeah. That's very interesting. Very, very interesting. What are your feelings about this project that is ongoing? What are your feelings about it?
Okay. If I have to speak individually as a person, I would say it's a very, very fantastic project. It's great, and it's something worth commending by the president. And this project alone is going to open up a lot of community along the coastal axis, from the Victoria Island down to the Calabar axis. If you go through that road, because that's a road that I apply now, taking people for inspections and going for site inspections and all that, you could see massive turnaround. There are some sleeping communities that have been lying there for years. So this coastal road is like opening it up. They are now seeing what is going on, and I think it's bringing governments present to the common man, and that is also going to be having impact on their socio-economic lifestyle. It's going to open up their communities. It's going to open up communities for jobs. It's going to open up the tourism industry along those axes. It's going to open up a whole lot of things.
Wow.
Yeah, that was my feeling. It's a well thought out developmental project.
Another question: has the coastal highway have an impact on the real estate industry at all?
Okay. Yes. Emphatically, yes. Yes, capital yes. It has had a massive impact on the real estate market in Nigeria. According to statistics, if you check through your record, it says that the real estate industry contributed 5.4% to the GDP of the Nigerian economy as at last quarter of 2024. And it's forecasted that the real estate industry in Nigeria is going to double to about $2.6 trillion before the end of this year. And for us in this industry, we feel and we believe that the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway is going to make that forecast or that projection to come to reality, because it has impacted positively a lot of properties along those corridors that have been long abandoned for years are being visited back. A lot of people that have even left those communities to start looking at real estate investment in other area of Lagos. They've started returning back because the road is going to open up, it's going to bring socio-economic growth. So people need to position themselves for the future. So like I said, the impact is unimaginable, the impact is positive, and we believe that even before the completion of the coastal highway, the projection for this year, for the GDP for this year, will have been increased. So it's a positive impact, if I'm to answer your question.
Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. What kind of investment would you advise your viewers to do in that axis, in that Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway axis?
Okay, yes. Like I said earlier, the coastal highway intention and purpose is to bring about socio-economic growth, bring about tourism, linking the southwestern states of the country to the south and the southeastern part of Nigeria. Okay. So if I'm to advise any person listening to this video now, this is the right time to take your position along such corridor. Okay. You know, you have a lot of investments. We have you can do what's called land banking. You feel, oh, I need to have something that I can resell in a couple of years time. So you can purposely invest in landed properties along those axes with the purpose of reselling in the future. You understand what I mean? Then also, you also look at the tourism industry. You know, it's a coastal highway with a lot of water bodies, with a lot of beach, you know, with a lot of tourism activities. So you can look at that as well. Look at investment in tourism, you know, invest in a landed property where people can come in, have a nice time with families, and when people are traveling within those houses from Lagos to Calabar, they can have time to unwind and all that. So you can also look at investment in apartments, in hotels. So you need a landed property that can give you the right position where people that are traveling from one state to the other can relax, spend the night over before they continue their journey
for their leisure time.
You know, so I would say that is a great investment opportunity for everybody to have something along the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway. So we look at land banking, look at rental apartments, because you know the coastal highway is connecting about 9 cities, 9 states, and that will bring about net migration. People will move from one place to another. So people will be able to move from Lagos to Ondo to work. People will move from Ondo to Lagos, just like that. So people will need somewhere to stay. So those areas will be good for rental apartments, for housing projects, and so on and so forth. So I think that's the summary of some of the investments you can actually have in such environment.
You've really answered my question. I'm even satisfied with the answers you've been given. But also, are there any barriers to look out for when investing in that assets? Do you think there are any barriers at all that I should look out for if I'm going to invest at all?
Okay. Yes, of course. You have to watch out. You know, you can't. It's not everywhere you are shown a landed property for investment that you invest. Because as a government, people will always have some landmarks that has been kept aside for government and the public use. So the barriers are the only barrier in investing is investing right. So make sure you invest right. You do your due diligence before investing. You check what you need to check. Make sure you are buying and you are investing into the right place. So I will always say for that as a person or as an individual, as a team or a group, before you make an investment in such area, you have to invest right. So that's just the only barrier in terms of that. So it's not like you won't be able to get good properties to invest on. Do your due diligence, make sure you do your land search properly, then you'll be able to just invest right. That's basically it. Invest right.
That is educative. Yes, that is educative. But then the last question, Mr. Edis, do you think there are benefits? I know you've said it before, but I want you to throw more light on the benefits that we can actually gain from investing in that coastal highway.
Okay, yes, a lot of benefits. When you are investing in the coastal highway, it's not like you have to invest on the road itself. So I guess the question you're asking is investing around the vicinity, around the community that is linked to the coastal road, right?
Yes, that's
a lot of benefits. For me, what I watch out for when I'm making an investment is connectivity. This place I'm going to invest my hard-earned money into, how is it connected to cities, to town? You know, according to we real estate experts, we always advise people that you invest where, when you see where the people will be going to. Before you make some investments, look at what is the direction of the government's project.
Yes.
Where will people be migrating to in few years from now?
Yeah.
Where is government putting money? So those are key indices you look at before you make investments,
Okay.
especially in real estate investment. Then the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway tick 80 to 90% of the key indices you look out for before you make an investment. Government is putting a lot of money into the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, over 1 trillion naira, that over the span of the project. So government is putting focus in that area, right?
Yes.
Also, the coastal highway, are people living in the communities? Are the communities inhabitable? The question is yes. What it simply means is that with time, people will move from other states along state to state. So migration of people will be easy, trade will be easy, socio-economic growth, tourism, ease of movement. So imagine you having an investment in Ondo or in Ogun State along the coastal highway. The community is connected to the coastal highway. For example, say Odeomi.
Yes.
The coastal highway go through the community. So it simply means that from Odeomi on the coastal highway to Victoria Island is going to be taking you about an hour. So those are the things you look out for. So it's a benefit. So the coastal highway has been able to give the benefits that you can live in Ogun State. Yes. And work in Victoria Island.
Wow,
that is the benefit.
Yes.
So it simply means that if I have an apartment in Ogun State without traffic, because it's an highway,
yes,
there's not going to be any form of traffic. So it means that I can easily move and leave my house by 6:30 to 7. I will be at my office before 9 a.m. That's a great benefit.
That's a massive benefit. So, exactly.
So as an individual or as a group, you look at those things. Another benefit, if from Ondo States, I can move to Lagos in less than 2 to 3 hours. So it simply means that I don't have to be in Lagos before I benefit what is in Lagos. I can be in Ondo States along the coastal houses and have a business where I need to come to Lagos to buy my goods. So it's also a benefit.
Yes.
It means that you can be in Ondo State and still enjoy the benefits that comes from Lagos. The coastal highway is also giving you another benefit because remember the Lekki deep sea port, the Lekki free trade zone. The Lekki free trade zone is going to be, if I'm correct, it's going to be having close to over 200 companies and industries.
Wow.
We have the Lekki deep sea port,
yes,
also along the coastal houses area. The Lekki deep sea port is said to be the deepest seaport in West Africa.
Wow. So
it means that there are some ships that can bait in Lekki deep sea port, but they cannot bait in Apapa.
Yes.
So what it simply means is that as an industrialist, my goods are coming from overseas. It can come through the Lekki deep sea port, and I can have a business, an industry around the coastal houses, around the Ogun State houses of the coastal highway, around the Ondo State houses of the coastal highway, around the Delta houses of the coastal highway. Both buyers are down to Calabar. What is happening is that it will be easy for me to move my raw materials from the seaport to my factory. Wow. It's a great benefit.
Very, very good.
So a lot of benefits cannot be explained when you have something. So the best thing that I will advise our viewers is this is the right time to position yourself. A lot of people are already doing that, nobody will say that they are already positioning themselves. So a lot of people are already doing that, positioning themselves to benefit. And some people are already benefiting as at now. There are people that owns properties there that are not what their amount it is now. So properties over those houses has appreciated over time. So these are great benefits that comes with the coastal highway and how it impacts the real estate industry in Nigeria.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Edes. Thank you very, very much. At least we understand. Thank you very, very much. This is very educative. Thank you for being on our show for today.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Thank you, beautiful people, for watching. This has been enlightening. If you have any questions, additions, please don't forget, just drop it in the comment section. I'll be there to answer. Our next hot topic for the next episode will be on the development along the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway. Do not forget to subscribe, like, and share. I remain your host, Sandra, easy.